We on. We on. You
We
always.
are, we are.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Still Dope. We're a little winded, Chris and myself, or I should say myself, I'm gonna speak for myself. Because we were just
Don't
having a
Chris
don't
is
little
say
me
don't
internal
too.
don't say what we just having a dance party.
we were just having a little internal dance party, that's all. Very simple. It is what it is. You know,
It is what it
my
is.
kneecaps can't get down like that no more. Oh Lord.
And I was thinking about about knee health. Like, do you have problems with your knees?
Yes.
Do you have problems with your knees?
I don't have problems with my knees, but I just can't drop it like it's hot no more because I
I don't
did
I
back
don't
in the
have
day, and now
problems with my
I can only
knees.
get sat down so far.
I don't have problems with my knees, and I don't know if that's because of taekwondo or stretching or something. But I've never had not really, not a knee problem. So I can bend down and
I can still bend down. I can still even drop it like it's hot. I can get back up. But the
you can get
next day,
back up.
like walking downstairs and everything, sometimes I get a little ache in my knee.
You
Oh
can
no, I
drop it
can
while
walk
it's
up and
hot,
down.
but can you get it up while it's cold? That's the thing.
Yeah, I can. I don't even
No,
know what
I
that meant,
can't. I
but yeah.
can't drop.
Drop it like it's hot and then get up until it's
No,
cold.
I get right back up. Right back up.
No,
All
I'm
right.
not
One
doing.
or, one
I'm
or
not
two
doing
times.
Megan. I'm not doing Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B dropping it like it's hot. But I can sure as hell walk up and down my stairs with the greatest of ease, with no
Oh
pain.
yeah, yeah, that's nothing. I just don't like walking downstairs, like especially when I'm at work, because there's a lot of stairs. Walking upstairs, I'm fine. Walking down, I can feel the pain, the pain a little.
All right.
Anyway,
So before we get
we're not
Old
talking
started,
people,
about all
old
that.
people stuff. Old people stuff. What's hurting on you this morning? I woke up, I had a stretch, I couldn't turn over. You know what? My hand was just like swollen or something. I don't understand what. Maybe it's a lack of urea in my blood or something. That I got to drink now. I got to drink some melatonin to put them. There's a hot CoQ, like all kinds of stuff to like. I literally said to me, I gotta have my apple cider vinegar tomorrow this morning because I think it's because I haven't had my apple cider vinegar. Let me get my apple cider vinegar in there. I almost choked on it the other day. I drank, I drink it straight. I don't dilute it. I drank it straight, and I kind of coughed it up, right, and spit it back in the thing, and then I
You spit it
couldn't.
back in the bottle?
No, no. I haven't had a cup of a cup,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
with a
take it
shot
straight.
glass.
So I took a shot glass like this, and then I was like, "Oh," and then I couldn't breathe because you know how that vinegar tightens everything, and
and you
like
home alone, and you home alone.
I know
I
what
can't
happened.
say.
That's my
All
fear.
there was is apple cider vinegar, and he just did have a heart attack. No, I think he choked. He
But
asphyxiated
a
himself.
coworker of mine's
As
wife
long as I was
choked
clothed,
and
as
died.
long as I was clothed, to be okay.
Okay.
Because David Carradine, that whole thing.
Well, why would you care? You be dead.
Yeah, why would you
So
care?
you ain't gonna
Yeah,
care
but
if you
you don't want to embarrass.
ass
You
naked.
don't want to embarrass thing. Oh, did you hear about Chris? And he was choking himself, and he found they. I don't want to be someone's like, yo, this motherfucker was naked on his floor with apple cider vinegar. He choked himself while it was,
That will forever be your Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's horrible. I don't want that.
What? So David Carradine died because he was doing
He
self.
was hanging himself, that self.
Oh,
Oh, I
he was
didn't know
doing
that.
You
the
try to,
auto
you cut it before while the blood rushes, and then
whatever it's called.
yeah, auto asphyxia, auto asphyxia.
Oh no,
Eroto
I would not want that in my
asphyxiation it's called.
obituary.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Well, the reason why else would I bring up David Carradine of all time?
I didn't
And
know.
that's what I'm saying. Like I would have never have said David Carradine in any conversation that we will ever have to the three of you. I doubt I will ever say David Carradine for any other reason but that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. All right, where we at?
So
Oh,
first of all, I want to say happy 1 year anniversary, anniversary to us three because this time last year, Chris, I was a little upset looking at your Instagrams because wasn't it this time last year that the three of us was
Oh,
banging.com at the Hollywood Bowl for the R&B
yeah.
thing? And
Was it a
this
year
year
ago?
it was last year we were there.
Yeah, but it was in July, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
was it July?
it would
Was
have
it?
popped
Oh,
it.
it's July tomorrow.
Okay.
But you
Anyway,
was there.
around this
You
time.
was there
Yeah.
when last night? Was it last
Love the
night?
show. You guys would have loved the show last night.
I
Oh
It
yeah,
was
saw a
that's right. I
lot
all
saw
the
of
Tommy.
clips.
people.
Everybody was there. Ava DuVernay was there. Everybody was there because they were all posting. And then I
Hmm.
follow Questlove on Instagram, so he was posting everybody that was there as well. And they were getting down. I love the fact. I mean, I literally flatlined when I saw Moni Love and Queen Latifah, and
And Yo
then
Yo,
I also flatlined with you can get with this or you can get with that.
Black
You can get
Sheep.
with this Black Sheep. Yep,
I
I was like,
worked
oh
on
my
that
god, they were there.
in 1980, 1990, I worked on that album while I was working with the record company.
Oh really? Nice.
The promotions, college promotions and stuff for them.
So
What
yeah,
was the
so
theme of the night? What was the theme of the Hollywood
It was
Bowl?
the Roots hosting Roots and Friends. So
okay.
Far Side came out, did one of their, Black Sheep. The Roots did a couple of their things. Um, then
Arrested
um,
Development.
Arrested Development, Common came out and did some stuff. And then we had a little mini break and a DJ, which was great. And then Queen Latifah came out and brought in Moni, like all her, the Living Single, brought in MC Light, Yo Yo, the Queen, what's her name? Queen of Mother of Stallion. What was the Power, Mother of Power? Who's the one? Oh, the not on Unity that Queen Latifah rapped on. Woman of anyway, you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
Nope,
She
I
got
don't.
white, light skin, had two big um, puffs on her head.
that was Yo
Uh,
Yo.
no, no, no. Yo Yo had the long. Anyway,
Yeah, but back in the day, Yo Yo had no. It wasn't Yo Yo. It was
it
remember
was um,
which Yo Yo?
the Yo Yo had the blonde twists down
Yeah.
there. Yeah, with the light eyes. And then Moni, remember Moni in the middle? Remember Moni she performed, and she's British, so no
Well, she's
everyone.
been here. She's been here long enough, so she's kind of lost that British accent. The only time she brings it out is when she's
Oh,
talking in public.
Jungle Brothers. They have the Jungle Brothers.
Oh, that's
Lady
right.
of Lady of Power, Lady of something. The rapper, the female rapper, Lady of something who raps on with Queen Latifah. It's Queen Latifah and her. I get rough fenced up with stuff. Oh, that one. Anyway, and they did a whole thing, and then they did a little De La Soul. Jungle Brothers was there. It was really fun. You guys would have loved it. It's really a fun night. If you were 40, 50 and older, this is like
Oh, that
our.
was our shit. That was our
This is
shit.
all. It was right in the pocket of all of our hits. You know,
Yep.
it was nice.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna find this because the Lady of Rage.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Lady of Rage.
I thought
Now you
it
know
was
what I'm talking
I
about?
thought it was Yo Yo, but I remember her with the I rock rough and stuff with my
With
Afro
an Afro
puffs.
puff. Yeah,
Hey, go
yeah.
on with your bad self.
Right.
Yes, Lady of Rage. Oh, I can't.
She was there.
I would
She
have
performed the song.
absolutely pissed my pants if I heard that song. I used to love that song when it came out. Anyway,
It was fun. It was. People seemed to have a really good time. There was, it's interesting. There's a lot of Asian people there. I don't know. I was okay. It was like great.
well,
But it was like I was watching I love to see the demographics, especially at the Hollywood Bowl, to see who shows at what age. It was probably 45 and up, mostly. Some older, some younger. But they all. I mean, it was sold out. There was
Listen,
not a seat.
all of the videos that I saw, everybody was having a good time, and I was sitting here watching every single one of them,
It was
hating
fun.
because I all I did was get the remembrance of of last year when we was all there, and we already know we had them. I already know.
That was fun.
Mm, mm. So
Get
yes.
rough
Anyway,
and with my afro. Anyway, so it was fun last
um,
night.
I have a hot topic that I wanted to talk about, but we're gonna put that off to next week because we were talking about the Hollywood Bowl. I wanted to address that because we got to get to the soup and nuts of the event tonight. Unless you want to talk about it.
Oh, can I just say one thing though?
What?
Carradine, 72, best known for kung fu, was found by a chambermaid in Bangkok's Park Hotel, naked and dead, slumped in a closet with cords bound and connecting his neck and his genitals.
Ooh,
The two ropes were tied together.
oh, well,
I don't
That
want to. I don't want to be remembered like that.
no.
because
There's
that
no
should
reason
that
why I
should
would
be
say
on
David
with your
Carradine.
page.
Yeah, why would I say David Carradine? Any other time? Like, oh, kung fu guy. Oh, he was great. No, no, no. He was found in this. So anyway,
Okay, so
All
I'm
right.
going back to our hot topic. Let's go. We're starting off with our hot topic.
topic.
Um, So I'm sure a lot of you have seen online. Obviously, we all are on TikTok and we look at these videos. So there was one particular video where a woman got in her car and she started recording, and she was like, I'm on my way home from an afternoon with my girls. She's like, this is like the third or fourth time that me and my girls plan a girls' day out, whether we go to the spa, whether we do brunch, whether we do lunch, we do just drinks, or whatever. She's like, and there's always this one particular friend that always brings her husband. And this was like the third or fourth time where she was like, you know what? When he walked in, I was like, I'm good. And she grabbed her purse and she got in her car and took her happy ass home. And I was like, good for you waiting the third or fourth time. Because for me, first time, I would have been like, this is supposed to be our girls' night, girls' day out, or, girls' brunch, girls' whatever. Why is he here?
Is he abusive? What? I mean, he can't be without his
Why would
wife.
he want to be there?
I know. Like,
Why would he want to be there? And also, it would give him more of an excuse to hang out with his boys. Well, you went out with your girls. Let me go out with my boys. Unless you want to come too, dear. Yo, brothers are not going to stand for that. You can't bring your girl out with us.
yeah.
That's right.
So why would you think that you could go out with your girls?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
And
That's
it's
No,
weird.
like,
like
why?
go out with her
Well,
girl.
here's my thing. Again, the woman that left and got in her car and made the video, she was like, my question is, does he not have friends? Like, does he not have a social circle? Like, who does he hang around? Because she
Is
doesn't
he a
really know
loser?
him. She doesn't know him that well, and because she was throwing everything out there. She's like, is he controlling? Is he not,
Yeah.
or is he insecure where he doesn't want her? He doesn't want her to be out
Doesn't
without
trust
him.
her.
She's like, but I don't feel right to pose that question. She's like, so when he walked in this time, like the multiple time, she's like, I was like, I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm not staying for this. And that's where I'm like, obviously there's some sort of control issue there because me personally, I could look at my man or my husband, my boyfriend, whoever, and say, it's because you already have this conversation with them and you planned it, so he should know that in the next week or so I'm going to go meet my girls. So the day that it comes, I should be looking at him like, okay, I'm out, have a good day. And if he's like, oh, I want to come, I'm gonna be like, well, no, you can't come, period. End the story. It's girls' day.
That's a
So
no-brainer. That's just, it's just stupid. Well, maybe it's her. Maybe it's her wanting him to come. Maybe she wants to make sure that he's not going out and doing anything while she's out with her girls.
Or also, we can also factor in maybe she's the only one that has a relationship. You know what I mean? Because women can be catty. Like
Can't
she's the only one in the relationship, and
The
she's
face
like,
you just made, sir.
"Oh, me and the girls are going out for brunch, or me and the girls are going out for drinks, and just come so that you can sit beside me and we can I can show my girls like, oh, that's my man." But what man would want to do that?
what about the do we talk about the couple that he was taking he came to the birthday party of the girls? You've seen that.
We
His
did talk
wife
about that.
his we did talk about him. His wife brought they went to a birthday party for one of her girls, and so he paid. He said, "I'll pay for me, my wife, and the birthday girl."
Hmm.
And they all got mad. It's like, you're the man of the table. Why don't you pay for all of us? You
I
remember that?
remember that. Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
But at the
You
end
wouldn't
of
have
the
to
day,
worry. You wouldn't have to worry about that.
If you were
but
not
but
there.
again, at the end of the day, he chose to show his ass up. He chose to come. It was a girls' dinner. It was a birthday
What's
dinner.
the benefit of him coming though?
It- that's what I'm saying. Why did you come? Why didn't you stay home? Stay
Right.
home. Because at the end of the day, don't show up and then get indignant and be like, I'm gonna. Well, he was right. I'm not saying that he
I
wasn't
also gonna
right.
say he was 100.
He was 100% right. But I can see where some women would be like, oh, he showed up. So why isn't he paying for it? This is again why I don't do group shit no more. Because I can't fuck with that shit. What you ain't gonna do is nickel and dime me. I will pull the waitress aside and be like, please give me my own fucking tab. Period. End the discussion. That way I can sit there and comfortably drink, eat, and do whatever the fuck I want to do without fucking having somebody fucking nitpicking. I don't like that shit. I don't do group shit like that. I won't do it in my family, and I ain't doing it amongst friends. If it's more than 4 or 5 people, I'm gonna stay my happy ass, or I'm gonna get my own tab right off the rip. Anyway,
Well, alrighty then.
so did you guys have anything else to say about that? The two topics.
No, I have nothing to add.
Don't go out with your girls. Bottom line is, don't go out. Let your girl go out with her girls, and you go out with your boys, and shut the fuck up. Because if there's a chance that you're not letting me go out with my girls, then why the fuck are you doing being a hypocrite and saying you can't do that, but you can do it? Let her do what she needs to do. The more
Basically.
freedom you give her, the less she's going to suspect you.
Facts.
But some people is just corny like that, like really
I
corny
know.
like that, where they just don't want to be apart from each other, and they're just fucking annoying. So she should
It's
have told her from Jump Street the first time, "Why is your man here?" Pull her aside. But all the girls should have been like, "No more men at the girls' night." The first time, no more men.
right. I agree. That should have been addressed the first time he showed up. Now you're posting a video 3 to 4 times in.
But even her, why would she want her man there
Because she
at her
probably being,
girls' function?
Like I
she
said,
probably
maybe,
being corny.
maybe she's the only one that has a man, and now she wants him to come so that she could sit there and be like, "Oh, my man, my man, my man." Some women are stupid like that, where they want to be like, let me bring my man around my
If I
girlfriends that
wanted to be
that
my
are
man, my
single.
man, my man, I'm bringing a credit card. I don't need to bring him.
Well,
Don't worry, girls. My man got this.
Right.
well, that's some
That
grown
that
that's some
that's even
grown
more,
ass
that's even
shit.
more impressive. That's even more impressive. Is like,
You.
it's like, oh well, he didn't come this time. He's like, you know what? If he came the first time, and the next time he came, like, oh, where's your man? You didn't bring him this time. It's like, no, but he's gonna take care of it because he felt uncomfortable here. He's gonna take care of it now this way. He's
So
with
drink
me
up,
this way,
bitch.
and they'll shut the fuck up.
Yep.
They'll shut the
Because
fuck. You're like, oh,
I'm trifling.
oh,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
oh, oh.
You know them trifling
Girl,
bitches that
girl, I would mess with you. Girl, you bring your man anytime. I mean, he's fun. I like him. I mean,
oh yeah. They be all into it.
just
Stay your ass at home.
That's when you know who
stay in
your
your
men are.
lane. Stay in your lane. So we're gonna get to what I binged, and I
Chris is
believe.
so happy that he picked a show.
Well, finally, it's a
Did you
reputable
watch it?
show.
Did you watch it? Did you what? You didn't watch none of our shit, but you was all like, "Ah, you gotta watch it."
I watched all of your, besides that awful dating, never seen each other.
That was
That you
good.
can. I did, and I watched 4 episodes. I grinding through those. I knew
All
you'd
right,
like.
what's the
I knew
show?
you would like Love Is Blind Brazil.
Well, because we
Oh,
What
like
listen,
all the Love Is
listen.
Blinds.
what I
This isn't
love
our
about the
first rodeo.
this is that the what I like about the foreign Love Is Blinds is that they're much more family oriented and passionate. What?
What?
Why?
What do you
When I
call
say family oriented, a lot of them are living with their families and are
because
very
they
close.
have no choice. They
No,
pose.
I understand that, but it's different from the states when it's usually single people, living in a big city or whatever, whatever city they choose, who have, you know what I
I
mean.
think
But this,
they have a choice. It's the culture. The culture is much different.
that's what I'm saying. But I think it's more of a familial culture where
Yeah,
you know your grandmother is living probably with your parents anyway, and
I
also
would
there's a
live
lot
with
more
you, Chris.
there's a lot more passion. I think
I
it's a
can be
lot
your other
more.
sister. I can come live with you.
The
I can
what?
be your other sister. I can come live with you.
Oh.
So you know.
But the passion that they have for life, you know what I mean? I think they're a little more passionate than the United States. I think states are more in for influencers. You can feel there's a little
You
gloss
don't
over.
feel that for Brazil?
Mm-mm.
You don't
I
feel that
I,
for Brazil?
I
They
do.
talk
I
all
like.
about their socials in Brazil. That's all they kept talking about was their socials, their socials. Who do you know? Who do you know that I know? Who are your friends that are mutual friends of ours? They are into it. Me, I'd have been like, yeah,
But I feel that it's a more passionate
ain't
than.
nothing passionate about it. Here's what I feel. Here's my opinion.
You have to
I
negate.
I
You have to
have
negate what I
come
say. You can
I have
disagree,
come
but you
to
have to
the
negate.
realization. I am so
I'm
glad.
like, you know what? No, that's not even. I'm just going to negate you.
I'm just gonna negate
No,
you because at the end of the day, you can't even United States, Brazil, South Africa, because I just started watching The Ultimatum South Africa. And what I've come to the realization is drama
nigga,
drama
ain't it?
is universal.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is why I'm watching it. I'm watching Brazil and I'm like, the same bullshit that we got going on here in the United States. The same fuckery. Yeah, the culture's different, but it's the same
Basically.
fuckery. I
Mm-hmm.
started watching The Ultimatum South Africa on Netflix today. I'm on episode 2. And I'm like, motherfucking South Africa. Africa. I'm like, same shit, different
Well, let's
continent.
get into Brazil.
But we're going to talk, yes, let's talk about
Let's get
Brazil.
into Brazil.
Because it, when I
Because I
tell
liked
you,
all the Love Is Blind Brazils. They were all kind of wild. Because what got me was the actual sex part. Like them
That's what I'm saying. The
filming.
passion.
them are some, they know how to
Getting
kiss. I want
down.
to kiss me a
They-
Brazilian
They're
man.
getting down. If you can't tell me that's not passion, more than
Is that passion or just people horny?
I think it's lust.
people horny in the
That's the
states
thing.
too, but they ain't like that. They
But
ain't
they're
rolling.
not filming it. We don't know that they're not filming it.
What do you mean not filming?
Like, okay, when with
When every
Brazil,
person
they
kiss,
filmed them doing
when
the
they
sex.
when they kissed, when every single couple kissed in Brazil, they almost ate their faces off.
Yes.
That
Right?
part is true.
They were
They
like
ate.
rope
They
breakers.
were like, I'm there. I mean, every single one in the
But
states they don't do
that,
that.
that season, when you watch previous seasons of Brazil, not everyone was all up on each other like they were this season.
But I will say this: when they do the reveal, like if they like each other, that's when I noticed the Chris. I'll give you that the passion with their kisses. When I tell you, I will kiss I will deep throat a goddamn Brazilian man right the hell now, like kissing, not like actual deep throating. but kissing. Because when I tell you, when they meet each other, when they come out, when them doors open and they come out and they're like, oh my God, you're everything I expected. And they start kissing. I'm like, oh, I felt that way down to my goddamn larynx.
But have you all watched all seasons though?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
And
not like that season. Not every couple's like that.
but I think it's in comparison to Love Is Blind. Here, it's much. I feel it's much more passionate. There's much more. There's more emotions in terms of like the family is like. I think there's a lot more religion and family in the Brazil thing too, which they don't have as much here, but they do have some. You know what I mean?
Sex is very
Weirdos.
important. The physical touch, like sex, when they were talking about the honeymoon and they were like, oh my God, I can't. I mean, that literally was like the number one thing in their head. Like, I just met your ass like 10 days ago.
All right,
So do you?
We're together. We're
Do you want
going
to
to the honeymoon, and I want to feel that. Like, I want
Do you
to.
want to go with the best couple, or do you want to go? Where do you want to start?
Well, who would you consider the best couple?
Are you kidding me? Vanessa and Leandro? Come
If
on.
If we are not in unison with this, I'm hanging up.
I've been waiting for an argument with them because
They are lovely. She beams when she sees him.
Wait a minute.
He's
We're
like,
talking about Vanessa and Leandro.
that's what I just said.
that's what he's talking about.
Oh, I missed that when you said Vanessa and Leandro. Okay, so we'll talk about them. Go ahead now.
And and he's like, I'll protect her. She's like, oh, and he's everything I want. She's cute. They're both lawyers. That shit is made. I know that they've got to show some strife. If they haven't already, got to and some indication, but they haven't showed much strife between them at all.
I think they've been trying to tease with a little strife because I was waiting for it and I haven't seen it.
You think it's going to happen?
No, I don't think so.
No, that's what I'm saying. So they just had to give you something to say it's not completely perfect, but even the stuff they gave was like, okay, they didn't.
Because the strife that they gave was actually her reacting to somebody else's issue, not even theirs,
Right.
And when she said that she had to pretend like, that they were, had a little bit of issue, she said, oh yeah, he works too much.
Right. Exactly.
She had to make that up on the fly.
They're such a lovely. They look great together.
Yes.
They look great together. They seem to respect each other. They're very affectionate with each other. They look like they've been married for 10 years already. She beams. She's like a different person. And I think he calms her down because I could see her being a little bit of a, but he's very calm. He's very collected. He's very demonstrative when he says, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to this, that, and the other. She's like, are you in love too? And he's like, why do you even have to ask me that? And he kisses her. Remember they were sitting there at the end of it? I was like, yo. It's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
I love seeing that.
I preferred an answer, like a yes.
Really?
I do. I prefer an answer.
But did you see when she knew it was yes, and he was like, and then he did say yes. I think he did say yes. He kissed her, and then he was like, of course, or something like that.
Okay.
All I'm going to say is I loved when they both met each other's families. And everything just went smoothly. But when I really knew that he was a 100% decent guy was when he met her out to dinner with her friends. And apparently, her and all of her girlfriends, they're all attorneys too. But
right.
When he surprised and walked up to one of her girlfriends and was like, hello, it ends up being that one of Vanessa's girlfriends is his neighbor, and her husband and Leonardo are friends. And she had
I missed that.
She had nothing but
work out together.
Great things to say about him. She was like, I cannot believe this is so better. I can't believe this is so close to home. Leonardo and my husband are friends. We're all attorneys.
And they went after him too. They were grilling him.
Yes.
They were coming after. They were like, as lawyers, oh really? Is that because he was being egotistical? She's like, no, he wasn't. Mm-hmm. He was just saying. She was like, oh, look at the thing on Leo, and I was like, why are you all hating on him? And he kept it very cool, very calm. He was very loving with her, and she's just beaming at him. She's just like, yes, I'm very happy. Yep. Where her father was with her too. I mean, it was beautiful.
Yeah, I love the
Yeah, I
fact
like
that
when he asked her father
when
for
he
her
asked her
hand, and she
father,
was
yes, when
very
he asked her
emotional.
father for her hand in marriage, even though he already had proposed to her. But when he said, I would like to ask, your
I
father
love that dude.
and
I
her
love
hand.
that dude.
Yeah,
He's he's what we've seen, completely consistent. He's been consistent, straightforward. Gonna tell you what it is. Blah blah blah. He's been respectful. He's been nice. He's been loving. I hope there's nothing. I hope there's not a red flag because she's jealous too. She's jealous. She's jealous. Because remember, she said
Why?
because they said to her, "Oh, it's so and so," and she's like, she had remember she had was on her hands, sitting on her hands, and so was like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say, okay, yes, I am jealous.
yeah.
So she has a little bit of like, just a little bit.
But
Mm.
I think she has a lot of self confidence in herself. That
Oh yeah,
and she's also confident because he's shown her through his actions and his words that he's for her. So I don't think she's gonna flip off. If it hasn't flipped off by now, I can't really. I will be stunned if they have any type of occurrence like a argument or what have you. I know that the next episodes that are coming up, the last episode was the bridal gown fitting and the tux
Yeah,
fitting, and I already know that the next episodes are going to be,
the
the
wedding.
bachelorette parties, and these old characters come in, and that might be their only problem
right.
is when Rodrigo shows up and he starts. But I have a feeling I think that obviously in the previews they showed it, and I'm thinking, mm-mm, this nothing's going to happen. I'm confident that this is going to be the only couple that is going to be married and say I do and have a successful marriage after this season. That's it.
I hope so.
Vanessa and Leandro.
I hope so.
I
I
hope so.
really like them.
I'll be so disappointed. I think I might cry if either one of them say it's going
Yeah,
to have to take some major shit to happen between now and the wedding for one of them to say I don't need.
everything is set up for being perfect.
So
Mhm.
what's their backstory? Because like for this season, they all were like either in like committed relationships or have children, or
That was
what
the
was their
premise.
story? Do you remember? Because I can't remember.
Everybody. This season of Love Is Blind Brazil was geared to finding
Almost like second
having
chances.
second chances. So everybody, all of the contestants, all the participants were either divorced or they were engaged but never went through with the wedding. There was one, actually, I think it was Vanessa, that was, I don't know if it's her third marriage, but I think it must have been her third serious relationship or third. She might have been married
I
once,
can't remember their story.
but then had like two relationships because she's like, I'm here for the third. I'm here for round three. Like I got to make this
Hmm.
happen. So it's either her. I might be mixing her up with Mariela,
Yeah,
but
I think. Yeah,
I think I'm mixing her up with Mariela.
maybe. I think that's.
Is
I
what's
think that's right.
happening. Because one of them said, and I think it was either Mariela or Vanessa that said, "This is my third. I'm here for my third chance at love."
Do you all like the host? The two
The,
I
hosts?
like them. I
no,
like them better. I like them better than Vanessa and Nick.
Mm.
Because they're just so handsome and pretty. They look cute together.
Okay.
Even though she's skinny as a pencil.
Mm.
I like
Yeah.
looking at him though.
but they're inconsequential it seems in this, which is nice.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
so you don't really see them as much as you know.
right.
Yeah.
So
Um,
Thank you.
I think I like all right, so on Vanessa and Leonardo, I took a little bit of notes, like literally a little bit of notes, but I didn't have anything major on them. But I think I like the fact, yeah, that they're very open with each other. They're from the same town, like they're literally neighbors. And I'm just
it's
like,
it was almost. It
this
reminds me.
cannot not work. This
It
has
reminds. It reminds me of Amelia and what's his name, New
boy,
Orleans.
I
Oh,
will
get out!
snap
Really?
him. Oh, wait
Remember
a
those
minute.
two from New Orleans, the two weird ones.
Yeah.
Oh yes. When you said Amelia, I thought you were talking about Ariella. I was about to be like, boy, I'll
No,
smack
no, 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 no. In the old and the an old Married at First Sight. Remember how
yeah.
those
It
two
was
weird
Amelia. It was
ass,
Amelia.
ass
I forgot his name. Yeah, the two New Orleans people.
but they were so weird, and they were
They were so
perfect for each
cute.
other. Yeah, and he got his name tattooed on him.
And they
Her
knew
name,
each other. Because remember when she walked down the aisle, he's like, she saw
and
him
they broke up.
and
They
he
broke
saw
up.
her and she's like,
They
oh my
broke up,
God,
right?
I know you. And he's like, I know
But
you.
after a good while, they were together. Well, at least what 4 or 5 years.
I think they were there
No,
for a good
were they?
Yeah, they were together at
Yeah,
least
because
4 years.
I think the only reason why I think they would probably still be together if she didn't remember she was a physician, she was a resident, and she was matching for her hospital to do her residency in. And she ended up matching to a hospital in Virginia. Remember that
right.
conversation they had? And he was like, oh, well, okay. He was like willing to make it work for her, but I already knew from his gut he did not want to leave New Orleans.
No, he did not.
And I know from working in the hospital and dealing with residents and attendings that they're never home. So it was foolish of him to leave New Orleans and move with her to Virginia, where he doesn't know the lay of the land. He doesn't have no
Bennett.
friends. Bennett, that's his name. He don't have no friends, and he's there all day while she's doing her residency for sometimes between 18 and 20 hours a day. And then she has to sleep at the hospital because that's what residents do. Just because their shift is over, their 18, 20-hour shift is over, they don't go home. They go and sleep in a locker room somewhere, and they're on call because that's
But back to
residents.
Vanessa, she was engaged before and didn't make it to the
Oh,
altar.
okay.
So
All
and
right,
then
so
him,
yeah, I think they're the only couple that is gonna they're the only couple that's gonna make it. I'll be surprised if it will. We already know that one couple is out, so we might as well get to them.
and well, and
Psychotic
Leonardo has been
Ariella
single for
and
8 years.
Evandro.
Oh, you want to go right to Amelia, Amarelia?
Oh no, go. Who do you want to go to? There's Marilia and Patrick, Leandro and Ingrid, Renata and Alexandra, Alexander.
So you want to talk about she? You want to talk about? I hate her,
Who?
Ariella.
Ariella
Yeah,
with a passion. That is
she
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs big
set
time.
trying to make him. I'm gonna make you break up with me for stuff that.
I'll
Oh,
go,
you didn't tell me. Oh, so fine. See, you
Can
don't.
I say one thing though?
Please,
He's horrible, despicable. But I think
but
I would have broke up with him too
right.
for not telling me about 3 damn kids.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you.
But she's disgusting.
in the
But
history, let me just say, in the history of Love is Blind, USA, Japan, Brazil, where else? I think that's it. In the history,
Sweden wasn't it a Sweden one?
oh, there's Sweden. That's right,
Sweden.
Sweden.
Oh, I
In the
love Sweden.
history of the
I
Love is
forgot Sweden.
Blind
I love it.
franchise worldwide, Ariella, I'm like, who again? Who missed? Several people missed the mark when they were talking to her to get her on this show. But then again, she's a good actress because when she was in the pods, she seemed very normal.
Didn't she? I was liking her in the pods. I
Exactly.
thought she was normal. But then, did you all peep what her father said? Her family knows she's fucked up.
Her sister literally was on
See
Evandro's
that?
side.
Like, wow, you got what? Really? They're like, really? You're thinking, wow, okay. They're like,
Good
hey,
luck.
man, she's a lot. They were saying that, and he was like, yeah. They're like, whoa, well, you guys get married? Wow, good for you. Well,
She's so crazy. She doesn't even recognize her craziness. She
her
is crazy.
sister knows she's crazy. Her sister came in, she went like this. She's like, oh, no, that's not normal. Okay, that's normal. Yeah, but and then she's like, that's normal. She's like, we know you're crazy. I know you're crazy. I love you, but I
Mhm.
know you're crazy, and you're being crazy, and I'm just gonna try to
And she
work
don't
with you.
hear it. She don't hear any
No,
advice,
nothing,
anything from
nothing.
anybody else.
But
She
her
does.
sister knows she's crazy. Her
Mhm.
sister, she not defended the dude, but she was like, there's nothing crazy about what he's doing or what
That's
he
right.
said. And she's like, yeah, but you don't know, da da da. And she's like, well, Okay, she knows she's crazy. Otherwise, she'd have been on with her going like this and have him come in and be like, "Yeah, so why did you so and so was saying that?" She didn't come. She wasn't confrontational with him. She was like, "Let me talk to her first, see what the fuck is going on, because I know she's crazy, and I know she's gonna say some shit crazy. She probably already did something to you that's already crazy because she's done this with her baby daddy. You know what I mean? She's already done this. We've seen this before. So let me talk to her. I can't believe I'm
It's an
crying.
ongoing thing, and
Oh,
you wonder why the mother wasn't there, and you see how nonchalant the rest of the family up was when she's like, "Well, where's mom?" And the father was just like, "Well, you know, she's with Ricky or whatever." She said, "Whoever, I want to know who the fuck Ricky is." Mama is not going to see your come back to meet your daughter's fiance. And every one of them stayed silent. It was the brother-in-law, the sister's husband, the father. Everybody was like, "Oh, you're the one. Oh, you're going to get used to this family real quick, whatever, whatever." But what's the worst part for me? I know that bitch was unhinged from the rip. Once they got back to the apartment and they got their phones back, and she started stressing over his text. And I'm saying to myself, I don't give a fuck if you was married and got a divorce the day before you came to Love Is Blind. What the
right.
fuck? Everybody was on our same thinking process. What
I
the
didn't know you.
like he didn't know me. What you did, you could have fucked 10 bitches the night
Right.
before you came to Love Is Blind. But here
Right.
we are. We get on well. You fall in love with me. I fall in love with you. Bro, I don't need
That's
to hear nothing about shit back in
right.
your day. Unless you have committed mass murder
Or
and
unless
got
it's
all
going
the
to
felonies and
impact
real
me in the future. If it's
and
going to impact her in the future, whether it's a child or something, an ailment, if it's going to impact her in the future, that's what she should be. Anything besides that,
nothing. None of your goddamn business. What I
And the
did
thing
before I met you and fell in love with you. If I
with
choose
the
to share with
phone,
you, great. But other than that, nah.
how she kept saying, I'm not that person that goes through people's phones, as she's steady going
But
through
you
his
are.
phones and asking for the phone, consistently asking for the phone. But I don't want to be that person that is going through your phone. Then don't be that person.
But she can't help herself because she is that person.
She's crazy.
not only that, did you see how belittling she was when she talked to him? Come here, come over here. Oh, let me see. Open it up. Open it up and let me see. Like,
He should
no,
have left her then. He should
dismissive,
have left her.
dismissive,
And not
uh,
listening.
not listening. Come here, come here. Like talk, but I was like, yo, talking to him like a little dog, like scolding him.
Yep.
You know, well, if you're, you know, he kept. He's like,
It
for
took
people know what's
him.
going on. He had called someone. He told someone he was going on Love Is Blind before they left. He was dating someone. It wasn't serious. There was a like he's like, "How are you today?" And he said, "I'm great, love. How are you?" Something along those lines of being
And
affectionate. He's like, "I'm
vague. It was
on Love Is Blind.
vague.
So take care." This, that, and the other. Boom. Call it a day. She took that goodbye. You know, hey, love. Good morning, love. 4 days before,
And
you don't know the depths of the relationship. Oh, so you're in love with somebody? She took that and ran like she was O.J. Simpson through a Hertz commercial. She ran with that thing and was like rolling.
all the people.
No,
You
Yeah.
know what
I
I mean?
think
Just
she
to
got
keep it.
in her head. She got in her head and then took it 100 times further. When she started that shit about Alexander and Patrick, when she found out that they had other connections or they had a hookups
Everybody did, I'm sure.
and they were only coming here, supposedly they were only coming on Love Is Blind Brazil to kind of get for clout, whatever. And then she brought it up to Evandro, and then she wouldn't let it go with
And it
Evandro.
didn't
And I
make
think
sense.
she took their shit and threw it right on her man, and she would not let it go. And then
Come here.
God
come
forbid he
here. He
went
says,
back.
Alejandro, come here. Tell him that. Come here. Come here right now and tell him what's going. And he was like, I'm not coming. He's like, it's over. Why do you keep it?
No, no, no.
Oh, now you don't want to come?
Do you all think that he said that to her because she was saying he told her that they came with other women, that they were dating from the past, that they were dating other women outside the thing? I think that he really did say it.
I do too,
And
because he never
Granted, in
and
the
denied it.
no, and then then she was all like, "Say it to them," or what? Totally, totally messy. And at that point, when he realized, that's what I'm saying. When he realized that, you know what? If I tell you something in confidence, and then you go run into people's homes and you should have left her. You
He
should have
should have
left
left
her.
her the first time when she
yeah, I
was
don't know
when
why
they were
he's staying with
sitting on
her.
that bed. When they were sitting on that bed, he should have been the one to leave, not her. Because remember,
Yeah,
she left first, wrote
yeah.
that note, put her
And
little
I knew
ring
she
on
was
the
gonna come
table,
back.
and then
Of
she
course,
comes
Serious.
crawling
of
back
course.
the next day. But he should have been the one to leave. It had to take.
Not
See,
having sex.
here's what bothered me the most about it. When it was just the two of them in the house, she was talking to him any old kind of way, and he was just taking it.
Even in
And
front of other people, she
he
was
wasn't
talking
taking
to
it.
him any old
But
kind of way.
it
Come here.
took.
Come here.
But wait, it took for that the public spectacle. It. I think what was it was that, but I think the actual nail on the head was when she went to meet his family, and she had no fucking filter. Sometimes when you're in let me speak for myself. If I'm in a relationship, me and yours business is me and yours business. That's it. We're a unit. Nobody needs to know what's going on in our life unless the two of us talk and then we decide we're going to share something with the family or with the friends. Otherwise, it's me and you. Don't I you can't come around my family like she did and started flapping her gums about, oh, he's not a security officer anymore. Now he's in finance
No.
doing trading. And the mother was like, "What?" And then she's like, "Oh, wait a minute. He didn't tell you?"
I know.
He
That's see.
said it was
That's
this. He said that she's always finding something to get him, just a gotcha.
sabotage.
Listen to the
Yeah,
word gotcha. I
she's
don't
the
like.
worst.
I didn't. I was like done with her when she sat her ass at his family's house and started airing all of his business, and he's sitting
Mhm.
there looking at her like Jesus Christ. And I'm saying to myself, bitch, no.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
I'm glad he left. And then on top of that, at the pool, and she's like, "Come here, come here." You take it, talking to him like he's so like under the floorboards beneath her. And I think he finally was like, "You know what? Mm-mm." Because I think he was hearing it from the other fellas and the other ladies. You're a nice guy. Stop fucking taking her bullshit. That bitch is certifiable. She's not crazy. She is certifiable. She needs medication and she needs a fucking 151 fucking 24-hour hold at somebody's fucking mental hospital ward. Period.
She just said that.
Oh my
I don't
god.
like people who try to poke you to prove a point. To oh, so you didn't run out. She's like, you didn't come after me. I left. He's like, you didn't come after me. I'm like, what? Come after you?
I
Why
thought he
didn't
went
you
to the
leave?
bathroom. He
Yeah,
thought
but
he
you.
went to the bathroom. He knew she didn't go to the
It's
bathroom.
No, but it's like, why didn't you come? I left so you could go get me.
But again, it's
But that's
playing
the kind of games that she would play.
Oh, I hate that. I
again, yeah,
hate
it's the
that.
games people play, and it's fucking
Oh my
stupid.
god.
It's immature, and it's also frigging horrible to watch and embarrassing to watch when you're dealing with people. This is supposed to be Love is Blind Brazil's second
Oh,
chances. People that have been married, people that have been engaged, people that have been in long-term relationships, people that are fucking parents. This woman is a mother. She has a friggin'
I
9 year
know.
old daughter, and she was more worried about her daughter seeing her. She wasn't going to have sex with Evandro because I don't want my daughter to see that.
She was faking it
And
She wasn't attracted to him at
I
all.
would much
to
rather
him.
listen to me. I would much rather have my daughter see me in the sack having sex with a man that I just met 10 days ago. Watch the whole tape, baby girl. But what I don't want you to see
Probably get
is
him
me
in
embarrassing myself, acting like a certified stage 5 clinger, stalker, psychotic.
They never got to the reason why the family would not have liked him too. Remember? Remember, she said,
was it because he was black?
that's what I was thinking, but I don't know if that ever came because
I didn't get that vibe.
she implied it twice. Remember, she said, "My family, it's something I've dated, different from my family blah, 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 before." She said it a couple times, but it never got a payoff of was it a racist thing?
Yeah.
But I think if it is a racist thing, it might be her mother and her grandmother, because remember, she always focused
It was
on
her
them.
mother and her grandmother.
She always focused on the mother and the grandmother, always trying to appease them, make them happy, and her mother and her grandmother always insert their judgment and their opinion with her.
Did we meet
I
them?
think it was because you notice who was missing from the dinner? The mother and the grandmother.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so yeah. So it was a
The
thing.
father
Okay.
was there. He seems pretty down to earth. He liked Evandro.
Yeah, he was
You know,
chill.
the sister was there, obviously. The brother-in-law was there, her husband, and I think there was a third. I think it was a third person there. A sixth person there. I can't remember. I think it might have been the niece or the child of Ariella's sister. But I'm saying to myself, those people were down to earth. I didn't get any racist vibes, but I literally picked up when she's like, "Oh, where's mom?" And I was like, "Oh, that's right. Mommy and Nana aren't there."
But those are like you said, those are the main ones she was very concerned about.
So
So
those two might be the racist in the family, depending on who she was bringing home back in the day. Because remember,
I think that influenced her decision
she was a
too.
heavy set woman. She made that clear. She was a heavy set woman. So she
Yeah,
not
the
only is
surgery.
she crazy, she also has self-esteem issues. She was a heavy set woman and had the gastric bypass, the bariatric procedure done to lose that weight. So if you have to have a surgical procedure to lose weight, you're significantly overweight. She's not like 50, 60 pounds overweight. She probably weighed like between 300 and 400 pounds.
damn, that
Ariella?
Yes, she said it. She had bariatric surgery.
Right. So she must have been big. Maybe that she's insecure. What? She's crazy.
Definitely insecure.
But I think it's because of her mother and her grandmother. The
Probably.
dynamic there is very toxic, and you could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was very concerned about, and then she kept trying to say, but at the end of the day, it's my life and blah 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 blah. But that's not how she's living. She's a certified basket case, and her grandmother and her mother, I believe, made her.
She don't need to be dating anybody. She don't need to be befriending anybody at this point. She needs to focus on herself, her mama issues, her grandmama issues. That is 3 generations of toxicity that you're going to need years of therapy to get.
Therapy.
And then now you got a daughter. Now that's 4 generations. Nip it in the bud. Do you want to keep this? Do you want to keep this sliding scale of toxicity and pass that shit on to your daughter? Because if she doesn't get help for this, God help her daughter, because she's going to be just as friggin' obsessive with her daughter. You're on the phone? What are you doing? Who are you texting? Who are you TikToking? Who are you talking to? Who's that? Let me see your text. Let me do this. God help that poor daughter if that crazy psychopath doesn't get fucking help. That's all I got to say about her. No more left to say about them, because he left. And if he comes back, which I don't think he will, because
I can't.
The next episodes are the bachelor and bachelorette
weddings.
party. So,
okay, it's not the weddings. Okay, yeah, it's the bachelor.
It's bachelor or bachelorette parties, and then the weddings. I think the next 3 or 4 episodes.
I can't wait to see the talk back, the reunion, when they go in on Ariella, and how she was like.
Nobody liked her in the end. I mean, she's a lot. I mean, some of the women tried to hold on to some semblance of friendship with her, but she made it extremely difficult.
Remember, Mariela was like, "Why are you leaving? Like, what are you doing? Like, come back here." Remember, she kept leaving. She's like, "Did she leave?" Huh?
I would not have run
Of
after
course
her.
not. She did it like
When Vanessa and Mariela went running after her, I was like,
That was
I'm
stupid.
watching the TV like, what the fuck are y'all doing? I don't run after no man, let alone run after some bitch. Fuck that. I'll be like, no, boo boo. Yeah, no. And I'm sorry, Shahira. I know
He's
you hate that
crazy.
word, but I said it because I would have broken the Guinness Book of World Records if I was on Love Is Blind Brazil and had to be into acting with Ariella. Because I'd have been like, really, bitch? Bitch. Really? Bitch. The fuck? Bitch, if you
So
don't
who
put
else,
your ass
who
down.
else? Who else you want to? Mariella? You want to talk about Mariella and Steven?
Mariela and Patrick, who
And
they're not
Patrick? I
over.
mean, first of
With the
all,
hat, with
Patrick
the
first, yeah,
hat.
said,
the
Patrick
hat. That's what I'm saying.
with us because we
Take
like
that
white
damn
people.
hat off. I want to smack. You're gonna have a hat at the wedding too. You saw that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He has a
I
white. He has a
I
white
saw
hat at the wedding.
in the bed. In the bed, he had the hat on in the bed.
That's like dude from
Ridiculous.
90 Day Fiance who has the same problem.
Who?
Which one?
Who's
Oh,
married to
I
the
don't watch that.
Colombian?
I don't watch that. I can only tolerate so many.
90 Day Fiance. Who talks to the Colombian, the girl, the one with the big boobs and the big lips, and he won't
Oh,
take.
she's
He
from.
doesn't take
Is
his
she
hat off.
from Panama?
Panama, Panama. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
All
Oh,
right.
just
I
started
used to
watching it
watch that.
again.
I
That
stopped
they're
watching
crazy.
90 Day Fiance. I had to stop like 2, 3 years ago. So I'm not. I don't know who's who.
Um. So Mariella, I first of all, I can't decide if she's pretty or not because I'm like, she's not attractive, but she's not really pretty. I can't decide. I'm like, oh yeah, she's she's
Greasy.
She's what?
She's greasy. Like when I see Mariella, I say to myself, honey, did you take a shower today? Like, did you bathe today? Because
her hair is kind of
there's
oily.
some episodes where she looks hella greasy, where her hair is just, she's sitting when she was doing the puzzle on the floor because she was woe is meing herself to death because he sleeps in. Like, he doesn't get up until 1 o'clock and he's a night
That's
owl.
ridiculous.
He's a giant child.
That one
He
Is
refused.
he a
is.
trust baby? Is that what it is?
Greasy.
He's a what?
Trust fund?
Oh
No, no,
yes,
no,
he's an
not
absolute
him.
trust fund baby. Remember
He is.
he did. Remember because him and Renata were getting on, and him and
But doesn't
Renata
he have
are
some
from the
stupid
same.
job?
Him and
Not stupid
Renata
job.
are from the same town. They're from the same neighborhood. They're neighbors too. Like Vanessa and Leonardo, Renata and Patrick are like literally neighbors, and the neighborhood they live in is an upscale neighborhood. They got money. Her parent, well, I shouldn't say they got money. Their parents have money. I think Renata and Patrick, from their interaction in the pods, are two trust fund babies. And Renata's a twin, remember?
Oh, that's right.
They're
Which
rich.
one's a twin?
Renata.
Renata's a twin.
Okay, I'm like pulling up their pictures again because I gotta
So
see.
Mariella, and first of all, they're not gonna make it.
No.
He's too insecure and immature because she's successful. He can't take it. He's definitely afraid she's gonna leave him. So that's why he try to keeps it young and lively, even though he's what 34 or something.
Yeah.
He's
Why is he?
32. He's
Yeah, why
32.
is he? She's 34, right? She's
Um,
Yeah, I
she
didn't
looks
know.
older though. She looks
she
older.
does. She does look older.
That's why I can't tell if it's
I
like
think that's why you can't figure out if she's attractive or not because she just looks tired all the time.
right,
She's
right,
37. She looks
37.
every bit. Yeah, she
Yeah,
looks.
he's not mature enough for her.
Mm-mm.
She's
Mhm.
kind of a I don't she's kind of greasy how she is too. You know what I mean? She's not like just I
No,
don't like how she
I think she's borderline desperate. Like I think she's giving me desperation vibes because she's so willing to be the age that she is. She's so willing to be okay. Like she'll complain. I had to get up. He stays in bed all day, and then I'm up all day. Like I'm up early, and I'm doing things like I'm cleaning the house. I'm washing the dishes. I'm vacuuming the floors. I'm doing whatever. But she's like, but okay, it's okay. She's like, 1 minute in one breath, she's pissing and moaning. And then in the next breath, she's like, but that's who he is. And I'm just, I can learn
Well,
to
I
live
think
with
it's
certain
smart
things
for her
aside.
to accept him how he is because she's like, I'm a morning person, he's an evening person. And those things can work because I'm a morning person, very early morning person. I can't expect like she can't expect him to be up at the crack of dawn doing all the stuff that she did.
Right.
So it's less stress on her to be able to say, look, we're on two different type of schedules, but he needs to compromise some because I think her biggest problem is that he is sleeping the time away, but he's on his phone all the time. He's
Hmm.
not attentive to her.
Yes.
So those two things, I get what she's saying, but he needs to be more attentive to the woman that he's supposed to be with.
Yeah, and
He's not.
he was so much more interactive with his buddies that he's had since seventh grade. It was like a little,
Oh yeah, yeah,
me,
they
that
were.
would have driven me crazy. Okay, you can have your friends, but when you turn a certain age, like this whole jumping up and down and acting like high schoolers is just unbecoming.
Yeah, but that's Brazil. That's Brazil, though. I feel like that's a Brazilian
Well, I
thing.
see that I see that with American men too. Like if they haven't, if they've been together since the seventh grade, and he went off and he did their thing, they were happy to see each other. I don't, and like her, she said she didn't mind that passion and that happiness or whatever. It's just that at some point they get a little bit out of pocket. That would be my problem too. Is like okay, I get it that you're up here right now, and just like now let's just have like adult time because there is a woman in the
Right.
room. So when you all are with the boys, y'all can turn up how you ever you want to, but remember there still is a woman in the room.
And they didn't remember that because
They
it
seem
was
nice
all
though.
about, once his boys walked in, it was all about them. And then they was sitting on the balcony, and I think one of his friends either had a friggin' TIA or like a mini stroke, because if you go back and watch that scene, go I want you to go back and watch it because, and let me know if I'm crazy or not. Because I'm watching it, I'm like, is that man okay? Like his third friend, so the guys were outside, and I think Mariela was outside too. But they were all standing up with the exception of one. And he was sitting on the chair and looking at like the coffee table. And he was looking like he was trying to reach for his drink. Like when everybody else was talking, he was just staring at the table. And I'm like, number one, either he's drunk,
He's
high.
probably drunk. They've been
I'm like,
drinking.
I'm like, he's either drunk, high, or he's having a friggin' episode and nobody's paying attention. And then he finally reaches over and like grabs his glass and he's looking at it, and I'm like, okay, drunk. Thank God he didn't. I think he tried to stand up and maybe stood
Yeah,
up.
they were drunk. They were drinking, and that was and like her. She likes to be very very social too, And I thought that she fit with them,
Yeah.
fine. But he's too immature. He's way too
Oh
Way
yeah.
immature.
too mature. You
The
can't
hat
handle it.
thing, I'm with you on the hat. The hat thing is just too much. If it's not a hat, it's a hoodie. Like the man
Yeah,
will
Hmm.
but I
not
don't understand why
the man will not be
shave your
seen
head
without his
or
head
do
being
something. And you can only see he had it off at one point. You only see it's like a little patch. It's not that bad
not bad.
He's making it worse by doing the hat all the time.
by
But
bringing attention to it.
Hmm.
but here's my thing. If hair was really a thing, then why did you cut off your beard? Like, so you're missing a little soul patch up here. But for me, if I was you, I'd keep my beard straight. I have like a full on mustache beard and be like, ooh, baby, focus on here. Just focus here. Because you see, she wasn't happy when he came out and he's like, surprise. He did the surprise, surprise. Oh, yeah, he did that. I can't hear you.
You can't
You know
hear
what?
me.
Oh, no, I can hear you now. No,
You didn't
yeah,
say
but she
anything.
wasn't happy when he came out and he was barefaced. She didn't like it. Who are you
No, she
looking
didn't
at?
like it.
Is somebody like overseeing you right now? Because I can.
Yeah.
This is like the 10th time. You, if I had $10 for every time you did that, I'd have a little good piece of change. I'm like, who this bitch looking at? I sound like Ariella right now. Who is that? I want to see the text.
Okay, yeah.
Um, who else you want to talk about?
Well, there the only other one is well, Renata.
Oh, Renata.
We got to talk about Renata. We got two more. We got Renata and Alexander and Leandro and Ingrid. Ingrid with those big giant
Wow, the hair.
The
That hair is
hair is too
that hair is
much.
bananas.
the
But I
crochet
like her.
locks.
I do like her. I like that place that they went to, that slave
Oh,
thing. That was
beautiful,
Oh,
beautiful.
I'm down with
beautiful.
that.
You see that? The
They
rolling hair.
support each
You
other.
would never think you think Brazil. That's like when you think of the United States, you think of New York City or something. When you go to
Hmm.
Iowa and it's completely like farmland or
Oh,
whatever, you know?
I always knew that Brazil
Oh,
had a big, obviously a humongous African heritage with all that. I didn't
And
know about that plantation, and I want to go.
yeah, that was. I do like her because I do feel like she's trying to make a connection, and I like him too. I do. I like both of them.
I
I
like him, but I think he comes from a family because his family wasn't really receiving of him,
no.
and
Mm-mm.
I think, and that's why I think she keeps bringing up the finances with him because
Mm-hmm.
I think that they all I would bet my last dollar that they all live in that house together. He has his little room with his little twin bed off to the side, and they all take care of each other. Because there was a comment that came up about you're engaged, and so what are you gonna do, and where are you gonna live, and how does this affect the household? So I'm like,
Mm.
maybe obviously he's works and they all contribute to that house. So they're looking at it like, oh, this bitch trying to take our little income.
let me ask you this: they
Oh,
listed her. They listed her at 34, right?
Yeah.
34?
They listed her at 34,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, but you were 19 when you had your first baby,
She's
and the
no
baby's
33.
21. Yeah, she was 19 when she had her first kid, and her baby's 21, which would make her 40.
She looks 40.
Well, yeah, I was
No,
gonna
that'll
say
make that'll make her
she looks older
yeah,
than
that'll make her
34.
40. That'll make her 40.
Yeah, I believe
She
that
does
makes
But
look
her 40
40.
at 34,
They said 33 on the page.
right? How can you have your baby at 19? How can you have a 21-year-old baby or daughter if you're 30? If you're 30, 33, you get at
Are
12,
you
13.
sure they said that she had it at 19?
She says it. She says in the
You're
thing,
so
I,
goddamn
my
right.
daughter's 21. I have a
Yeah,
one that's 21 and one in high, whatever. And I had my
And
first daughter at 19.
they showed him
Yeah,
on the
my first
show.
date at 19. And I was like, the
And
math ain't math on that.
those are
It
full
don't-
notes.
And she don't look 33. She looks like a great 40. She looks like
they
a really great 40. She ain't looking 33 to me.
No, I
no.
As a
agree.
black woman with that kind of skin and that much hair,
Because if she was 33, and like you said, the daughter is 21. Yeah, I didn't even catch that because I didn't catch her saying that she had her daughter at 19.
yeah. Well, the daughter's 21.
No, I'm just saying I mean, she could have had her daughter at 17, 16, or something like that.
Right, but that would still make her 38, 39, what not 33. Not even close to 33.
Yeah.
Anyway, I caught that and I was like, okay, well,
And how
whatever.
old is he? He is because he looks very young.
He's I
He
think
looks young to you?
he is young.
Yeah, he looked younger than her. He does to me.
I don't know if
So,
he's if is he even
35. I think he was 35.
he's 30? I don't know how old he is.
wait,
Then
where is he?
again, do we trust that? But I do because he does look like he's 34, 35.
He's
Yeah,
32.
he's 32. Okay.
Yeah, he looks 32 to me.
But again, he's another one. doesn't have his money right. His money is funny. He can't give her a legitimate answer. He's like, I have my physical training, my athletic training that I'm doing,
Hmm.
and then I have like this little retirement thing or something, whatever. He had some money and he was supposed to do like go overseas or something, and
Hmm.
but his money's tied up there. Well, how much is it? Like when it comes to dollars and cents,
My money
you
is tied
you
up.
need to know exactly down to the penny how much you got up in
It's
there.
it's in the bank. It's in the bank. It's in the bank right
Yeah,
now.
he's like, it's in the bank. I can't touch it right now. Well, how much? How much is in there? Because I'm building my house that I'm about to move her
Yeah.
ass into.
Okay, so she's building, and that was the thing. So she was like, after they get married, what is he gonna go back to his house with his parents until her house is done? And then she was like, well, it could be done quickly, but with money.
Mm.
So is she not paying for the whole? I don't know.
I'm thinking
But she's expecting him.
she might have exhausted her money because she is adamant with him. Because I'm saying to myself, how are you going to build a house? I mean, I know with building a house or buying a house and doing renovations that something can come up, but I'm like, why are you so hell bent on always talking about the finances when it comes to, because this house
Well, I think it's because
building this
his
house.
job doesn't seem, she doesn't seem secure with his job
Does
situation.
he have a job? That's.
And what does
Just
she
because
do?
he's
She's
the
a
athletic trainer, he could
Isn't
be
she a beautician?
no,
Does
she's
she do?
the high priestess. I think she does. That's what she does. Oh no, and
no,
then
I
she's
thought
also
that was
I
like a
think she's in,
weekend
I think
thing.
she's in like
Side gig. That's a side religious side gig.
I think
But
she's in IT. I can't remember what she does for a living. Look her up,
yeah, I
Chris.
can't. They didn't have it on
You've
the
been on the
website.
internet all this
She's in
time.
IT, but on the weekend she's in a TP.
She is a priestess, though. She is. That's what she
She
said.
is a
That's
It's
what
a
priestess.
I'm
weekend gig.
I tell you what, when she got in that little canal, and I was like, we's in Brazil. I ain't get if it ain't Copacabana Beach. I ain't getting in that dirty ass water.
It was
Sorry.
a spiritual cleanse.
I get it, but when I've seen too many movies with was in Brazil that involved you getting in the water and here comes the anaconda swallowing you whole.
Ma'am,
Nope. That's
ma'am.
exactly what I thought. When she got in that water, I'm like, what is she doing? She's cleansing
Oh
herself.
my god.
I felt like Ariella. Shahida, I felt like Ariella. Here's Ariella. And I'm like, did you really get out that goddamn water? I'm like, Anaconda's coming to get you. And then in my head, I'm like, that is so wonderful. She had her clothes, she had her outfit, she cleansed herself, she
Hmm.
pumped herself like a little christening. And then I'm like,
I
Uh,
thought it was.
man,
why was she tearing up
I
the
don't think
four
they're
wheeler?
gonna make it. Huh?
She was tearing up the four wheeler. It's like, oh, I like doing this. It was going.
She was going all slow, like you were
Like,
going like 2 miles per hour, ma'am. She was like, you don't know. I'm like, I love this kind of stuff. You
and then
wasn't
she
doing
went,
like a golf cart
I think
and
she
a slow
threw
it
herself
golf
was
cart.
off that.
slower than a golf cart.
She threw herself
Going
off that.
slower.
Please.
I don't
Right.
think they're gonna make it. They
I
ain't
don't
gonna
think
make
they
it.
will. I don't think so. And
But we
I
didn't
don't.
do evaluations of who's gonna make it. But we know Ariel ain't gonna make it. We
No.
know this one is not gonna make it. We know what's the other one?
Leonardo, Mariela and Patrick ain't gonna make it.
They ain't
Leandro
gonna make
and Ingerling ain't making it. Vanessa and Leonardo are the only ones that are making it. And then that brings us to our last couple, Renata
it.
and
Renata and Alexander. I
Alexander.
can't I can't decide if I like Alexander or not.
I
I
like him.
know. Okay, that's what I was waiting to get to because I wanted your opinion on him because I don't know either, and I don't know if I like
I'm like
Renata
I
either.
kind of like him, but there's something oily or something. There's something that's like
Absolutely.
something just ain't right. You know what I mean? It's like, and I was like, okay, and I don't necessarily like her.
I
I
don't.
don't hate her. I just
I
don't
don't hate her.
like, but I don't
She's
like her,
suspect too.
I'm
She's
liking
huh?
her
suspect
now.
too.
She's
She's
messy.
just suspect too. I feel like
Yeah,
grabbed onto him as when her and Patrick, I mean, because she was
Yeah.
devastated. She thought that they were in or whatever. And I get it. Like, what's that couple that was in the pod? Was it her? No, no, no. That they were in the pod and he was saying he was gonna marry her. It was the black guy, and she had that red hair. And then at the very end, he was just like, not even at the very end, but after they wasted all that time together, and he was like, "I love you, I love you." She had the red hair.
Oh my
She had
This is
god.
red hair.
Love is Blind and Love is Blind.
Yes, Brazil.
U.S.
He was like, you know what? I
Oh,
really want to, but I can't. You know what? I'm gonna find her picture because you
okay.
all remember
I
when you
do
see her,
remember. And he was, yes,
right?
I do
And
remember.
he
He was
played
already,
her
yes,
hard.
yes.
So I
He
can't
played
wait to see
her
them
heart.
on the
And
reunion
guess what?
because it,
Guess what? There was another one on this latest season. You just made me remember that. Remember the brother that was talking to the woman that had the vitiligo? Remember?
that's who I'm
Yeah,
talking about. She
Oh,
had
yeah.
red
you talking about
hair.
last season? Yes. I
We
What?
was
thought you were talking about last season.
talking about last season.
No,
We
this is
thought you
this.
were.
I know,
Oh no, you can't. You made it seem like in a past season this happened. I'm up here
Oh
looking up
no, because
Love is Blind.
that's what
they didn't make it to
I was like,
the end.
wait a minute.
No,
I
no,
thought
no.
we
It's
were
this
talking last
season.
season of Love is Blind. But
I'm looking it up on the phone. Now going red hair.
I'm
Who's
saying,
got red hair? The Vita Lego girl. Oh
the
yeah,
Villa,
yeah. I remember.
but
Yeah,
remember how
all
he
I'm
did
gonna say
her?
is
I
I
mean,
agree with you.
you thought that they were going to be in, and then
yeah.
all of a sudden he was just like, I don't think I'm ready for this. That was messed up because they wasted a lot. He wasted her time,
I'm
and then
glad he did it now, as opposed to meeting her and running down, giving her the ring, going through all the stuff, and at the end doing the same damn
that's
thing.
true. That's true.
Now,
But if
why
you
didn't they
weren't
show?
ready, don't be on the show because
But
then you're wasting people's time.
why didn't they show one of my favorite dudes who came on at the party, and they didn't show their story at all?
They didn't. The fat guy.
I like that. I wanted to see that. He seemed
But
really
you know what?
cool.
They probably didn't know that it was gonna work. They thought they went for the dramatic couples. What's his
No,
name?
they showed his
College.
story.
No,
Gabrielle. Not really.
No,
No, they didn't. We didn't even know who he was dating.
what was
yeah,
the name?
I don't know who.
And Miriam.
Who?
Khalid and Miriam. Remember the fat guy that showed up on the
Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't show their story until they had already picked everybody else and they did it as a flashback. But we
right.
weren't invested in their story at all because they
That's what I'm
didn't
saying. I
highlight.
wanted to see that story play out, because he
I
was
agree.
fat and she sees him. Remember, she saw him in the flashback, saw him, and
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, I didn't realize he was fat." And then they have kind of but they get married anyway.
Hmm.
There's
Well,
all this conflict and stuff.
they're
She get,
engaged.
yeah,
Maybe
she
let me just be the maybe it was because it came after the old boy that that was playing with vitiligo's feelings. Maybe they decided. Remember when he's like, "I'm ready to leave," and then he left, and then she was so distraught, and she's like, "Well, I'm not going to continue."
Yeah,
Maybe
because she didn't have anybody else to pick.
I know, but maybe the reason why they didn't. That's why I'm saying maybe the reason why they didn't show Khalid and
Yeah.
Miriam's story, where maybe it happened after that, where they were like, you know what, we can't have two couples go down, because obviously they showed it, they had it, they aired, it was recorded of them seeing each other, and then once they get engaged, and then Miriam goes back to her section, and Khalid goes back to his section, she's just like, I can't. Like he reminded her, it wasn't a fact thing. I don't think
her brother or her
her
friend or something.
boyfriend. Apparently, the guy that she was in a relationship before she coming to Love Is Blind Brazil literally looked just like Oh Boy. So she had issues with that, and that's why they didn't move forward. And then once they both left, that's what Khalid was saying, that they ended up
But
reconnecting.
he proposed to her in the pod and she said, yeah.
Right.
Yes, she did. She did accept
But
his
oh, you're saying when
marriage.
she
It was
saw
just
him, she
saw
backed
him.
away?
Yeah,
Okay.
when they opened up the little dividers and they met each other, they were good. He proposed, she accepted, but she was like, when she went back and the dividers closed, she was like, mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, I saw that part. Okay, yeah.
So obviously, per Khaled, he's like, it didn't work out. But then when
But
he
she said, but she also said that he was so confident. No, he said that, when they got home, he called her and they were talking just for hours. She said it was his confidence in himself that just made her just kind of like, okay, let me rethink this. So good for her.
So I
Smart
like
woman.
that, and I really hope that for Love Is Blind Brazil's sake. I mean, well, what
Yeah, I just sent you the picture.
I would hope
Oh,
that they got
I'll
married.
run.
I would hope that like Netflix would be like, let's just give them their wedding because there's only one couple that's gonna say I do, so might
No,
as well
I
make
think you know what? They should just go ahead and plan what they've done and get married without all the hoopla or whatever. Just like they did with their relationship, they kept it going on their own without the cameras and everything, and
yeah.
they'll probably be better off for
That
it.
is true. I bet they'll come back for the reunion and be the only couple standing.
It'll be
Yeah,
interesting to see though.
yeah. So I feel like with who we talking about before? What's her name?
Renata,
Renata. I feel like she
out of
only
that.
picked him because that was all that was left. She went in hard because Patrick rejected her, and she's lucky she had enough time to build something with him
Right.
because I don't think she would have. I don't think she was gonna pick. She was gonna be interested in him at all. And remember, she was going on about the looks, and he was just like, I thought he was gonna walk away from her
Hmm.
when he was like, "Oh, you're shallow." And everything, and I kind of
But he
liked
put
him
her
a
in her
little bit.
place. Yeah, he put her in her place with that.
I
Yeah.
kind of liked him then, but I still am on the fence. I don't know if he's a
Yeah.
good guy
He's
yet.
a little bit of a dick. He's a little bit of an asshole. He's a little controlling, like with the when they were divvying up the space for the clothes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was like very controlling. Like no, this. I mean, he very particular. I can't tell if I trust him or not.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like him, but I don't like. There's
I
something
don't
about
know
him.
either.
I like
There's
him
something
too.
about him. Renata, I don't necessarily think is genuine.
I don't either. I don't. I
No,
don't think. I don't feel it.
I don't feel her
She's
being
showing
genuine.
a lot of emotion, like with her girlfriends and everything, but it all seems to be put on. Like she knows she's good for TV right now. But can we
Yeah,
right?
talk about those suits and the wedding dresses?
Oof.
I didn't mind Alexander's that weird rust colored one.
I like it. I
You
didn't
know,
like
like
none of the colored ones. None of them. The
I'm not.
one I did like was
I'm very
the
traditional.
black
I
one,
need the
the
black.
black
Yeah,
tux.
I'm
That was
very
the only
traditional.
one.
I either if I'm getting married and having a formal wedding or having a wedding whole ceremony, I would like my guy to be in full black tie, like black jacket,
And if
black
you're gonna do blue,
bow
do
tie.
navy.
I like that electric blue. I thought that looked good on him. I thought he looked sharp as fuck.
I like
That was
that.
me. I thought he looked sharp. I didn't. I didn't initially like the red one, that red suit that he had, the orange that
Mm-hmm.
Alexander had on. But I was like, okay, I can see for his personality why you would choose that for him. For Leonardo, whatever his fucking name, in the blue one, I was like, oh, it's kind of bright, stylish. I thought it looked great on him. I didn't like the black guys with that big black bow tie. He looked like something out of the Four Tops or some shit at the end. He had
I
a
mean,
he had a
fix that. I
like
felt like his suit was the
what
best one.
he was gonna do.
I have to agree with you, Shahida. I was like when he came out, I was like, yes, I like that.
Woo!
I
The
was all
color
for it.
ones, and I usually like a colored tux, but I'm more in still the navies and the grays. Those the blue I could have dealt with. It's great for like maybe going out to dinner with, but I wouldn't want my husband coming to our wedding in a fucking orange suit. No,
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 but I
no.
will say this. Obviously, we're getting married, so we're having this conversation of how our wedding is being planned. So it depends on how the type of wedding that you're, the type of ceremony that you're having. I could be okay with my husband wearing like a blue suit or the orange, whatever, the brown suit or the orange suit, depending on one, where we were getting married, the type of
Hmm.
ceremony that we were having, whether it was going to be a traditional type of ceremony or a non-traditional where we're just gonna, it's all about having fun and doing whatever.
Yeah.
Pink suit, blue suit, green suit, lime green, I don't give a fuck. But if it's a traditional normal wedding and I'm wearing the traditional type of gown, brother, don't you come down that aisle. Don't have me walk down the aisle where you're wearing um, a ball
Above the
cap,
ankle.
or
Oh,
sneakers.
that I didn't even like his suit. I mean, he didn't have a tie or anything. It was like just a
Nothing.
t-shirt
It was just
under
a
it.
t-shirt, his sneakers, a jacket, pants, and a hat to the back. It's fucking disrespectful. And the fact that, remember when he went to her family's house and he sat at
Hmm.
that kitchen table? I was like, that could never be a whole ass black woman family. You ain't sitting your ass down at the table with a hat on. I don't give a
Hmm.
damn if I don't give a damn how insecure you are about your head. I looked at Patrick and been like, um, sir,
Yeah,
that
he
have to
gotta
come
get
off.
over that. I mean, like your whole what you know who you're marrying. This is what I mean about compromise with him. This is, I get that you're insecure about some things, but you got to meet her halfway. She's probably going for a much more traditional dress, a much more, traditional wedding, and here you come with sneakers, and that's on the wedding planner or whoever is the designer who
Right.
picked out those suits for them or whatever. You got to take into the account the person you're marrying too. Somebody at my job got married and they had on a light blue suit, and I'm telling you, he looked gorgeous in that suit. Gorgeous. It
Mm.
matched the ocean and because they got married in Nahant.
Mm.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No, no. This dude, you didn't even try and you didn't try and compromise. You didn't try and compromise.
I'm not
And I didn't like
walking
the
down
wedding
the
dresses either.
aisle. Period. I don't care how much I worship the
I'm
one
trying to find the
you love.
suits.
I'm not. I'm not walking down the aisle and you're wearing a baseball cap and sneakers. I'm.
No,
I'm
that's
too old.
ridiculous.
I'm a woman of a certain age, and we're all the same age. So
But I
I.
think that's she's a woman of a certain age too, and she's over 18.
Yeah. But
She don't want to marry you with a cap on your head.
exactly.
And
Oh,
she's been
sneakers.
very
I am not
understanding.
fond of men in suits wearing sneakers. I don't like it.
I do like it, but the time and the place.
There is not a time and a place for it for me.
Mhm.
If you're
I like it.
if we're a time and a place, it's obviously an important or a special type of occasion where you have to put on a suit. If you
Hmm.
have to put on a suit, like if it's just slacks and a shirt, you can put a tie on. Hell, you can even put a
Hmm.
vest on, and you can wear your chucks or whatever the fuck you wear, your Jordans. I don't care about that. But
I love it.
when it involves a suit, when it's a whole ass suit,
Fucking love it.
I don't like I'm old school.
I think it's
When I
sexy as
see that
hell, but
when I
not for
see
no
that,
wedding.
but don't come to a wedding. Listen, nice suits. It's like you're wearing sneakers, but I'm old school, and I can't believe.
I will.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah. Yeah, they were bad.
One last thing I want to say about Love Is Blind with regards to Renata and Alexander. And maybe I'm just stretching, but I didn't like the fact, and this is kind of when I really started really liking Patrick. I mean,
I know what you're
Alexander.
gonna say.
It's
Hmm.
like it, it is really true when people say some female, you just can't be friends with some females. And that's, again, hence why my circle is tiny, tiny. And her friends showed up not happy for her. Like they came walking in all guns out, even though they didn't even think. Like if I was a true friend, I'd have been like, oh my god, like they took the time, they decorated, they made food, they had snacks. He was in the kitchen making the drinks, having to have them prepared for them when they walked in, and they walk in all smug. Yeah, 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 yeah. Not even saying, "Oh my God, everything looks nice." Blah blah. They sit down, have a conversation, and they just go right for the jugular with him, grilling him with questions. Me, I would have just been like, "I'm your friend. You're just meeting him. No need to ask him all these questions." So again, it leads me to believe: did Renata? Obviously, she's talking too much to her friends. That gives her friends the confidence to sit in this man's face and start grilling him
You
like
can
lunch
grill a
crowd.
person ask them questions without being disrespectful. And they
Exactly.
came in there being very disrespectful.
Very.
So,
And they got indignant because he was like, I don't have to explain myself to you. He was he's like, I own he kept it. I was when he said it, I was like, say that, say that. He's like, I don't owe you any explanation. He's like, I own businesses. I'm good.
hmm
He's just like, basically, he's like, get away from me.
yeah.
Don't come at me
Yeah,
with that
I'm
bullshit.
still, like I said, I'm on the fence. I do like him a little bit more than her. I thought her friends were very disrespectful. It
Hmm.
was, and he had every right to react the way he did. And I think I
Absolutely.
Yeah.
would react the same way. I hate when you have those, like, friend groups meet the bride or the groom and they decide that they want to be a-holes and just like grill them like, like that person's a serial killer. Leave that, no. Go in respectfully. So
Yeah, because
anyway,
misery loves company. That I mean, that is
that could be
it.
it.
That is it. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna last. I love the
Mhm.
fact that he loves his son. That was the most purest moment when he saw his
Oh,
son for the
he
first
loves that.
time.
Oh
And
boy, he loves that boy.
that was when I was like, you know what, Alexander, you right by me.
Mhm,
When
mhm,
that son walked through that
You know
door,
he can be loving.
contain himself. He hadn't
mhm.
seen his son in damn near 30 days or 10 days, 20 days,
Two
and
weeks.
was it 2 weeks, 15 days. And he got that boy in his arms, and I was like, now I like you, Alexander. And
Yeah.
every time you saw him, when his son was around, when she met the family, he was all about, oh, it's my boy,
Mhm.
and he says it with such proudness. And I was like, you know what, Alexander, you all right by me.
I often,
He ain't marrying her because he don't want that bitch around his son, tainting him. Mm-mm.
I don't. Sometimes I watch it. I watch it with them speaking in English just so I can't because so I can not pay attention to it. But I have to turn it off every before I get to each new couple. I turn off and just keep on the Portuguese and watch for a little bit to hear what their voice sounds or their
Mhm.
inflection of how they sound because the dubbing does not always give
Oh,
you
the
the
rubbing is
same thing at
horrible.
all. So it's kind of like okay, and then I get a feel of Patrick is like kind of all like he's like this like a kid. Oh yeah, whatever, man. They make him just
Yeah.
interesting. Anyway, so but Alexander is a weird kind of husky voice. It's
He
an odd
does.
voice.
And
It has a weird look
Ariella
though
has a
too.
husky voice too. So the voice that, because I do that too. I flip back and forth. Like I
Oh,
want
I
to see
only
what their
watched
real voices
one
sound like,
version.
and then I want to see how the dub sounds like. Because I'm like you, Chris. I'm like I'm lazy, but I want to hear what their voice is like. Alexander has a husky voice. Ariella's voice is a little husky too, and I think it's Leonardo, the one that who's with Vanessa. Leonardo. I think so, yeah.
All right.
Leandro.
The next episode is July 3rd. 3rd,
I can't wait.
day before
So
Thor. So we will be back next week to discuss the
Yeah,
next episode. So
yeah,
until then,
yeah.
yes, I can't wait. It's good. This
But
is good
you know
TV.
what this is? Last night I saw last night.
What's
what?
that name?
I was like, what is this? Yo yo. That's how she signs her thing. Yo yo. Yo yo was doing this last night.
Okay. That's
You get it?
good.
You know Yo Yo the rapper.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
I
She's
know
don't know
going
the
that.
yo-yo.
YO. It's like I was like, oh, she got her own little sign, her own little gang rep sign.
Oh,
Look
why
at her
you gotta be gangster? Why you just sounding like a
going,
Republican?
going like this. Oh, wait, you know what this is?
You better take that down. We ain't doing that over here.
Arthritis. Arthritis.
Thank you.
And
We'll see
on
you
that
next
note,
week.
peace out.
Bye.
Next week.
We'll see you next week.